Hello! Welcome to Monday morning, or as I should call it today, Tuesday morning, because chances are this has come out on the Tuesday. Yeah, third episode in, and I've already kind of hit that first roadblock, that first obstacle, that first big kind of setback. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm just going to change the Monday morning logo to now say Tuesday morning for today's episode. This is my third time recording this episode, in the first shoot, I went back and reviewed the footage and I had no audio. I'd recorded my entire session without any audio, like the professional I'm trying to be. Secondly, I went back and filmed it again recently. I was a good boy as well. I didn't procrastinate. I actually had this done midweek. Granted, maybe I've left the editing a little bit too late, but only human. Third episode in, we're getting there. I went back and recorded it, as I say, and I really didn't like the kind of subject. I didn't like the topic. I didn't like the choices I'd made within that episode. But this is how we kind of move. This is how we build. This is how we kind of grow and pick up. We review, and then we change if necessary. And I felt like it was necessary. I felt like an absolute change was necessary. So this episode was originally going to be about self-esteem, which is why I've gone for a little bit of an appearance change, a little bit of an aesthetic difference. Kind of large brimmed hat, styled hair that's normally covered up with a beanie, and again, still a turtleneck, but a kind of woolen jumper turtleneck instead of the kind of thin t-shirt like one I've been wearing recently. As I say, audio cut out, so it was basically dead in the water. Went back to film it a second time and thought I'd take kind of opportunity to take advantage of the situation and come up with expect the unexpected. Shot the video, reviewed the footage. I didn't like it. I didn't like kind of the message I was putting out. I didn't like, not to say it was a bad message, but it didn't feel genuine. So here we are, kind of third time lucky. Technically fourth, because I have filmed this one before, but that's a whole different thing that I might explain next week. So, I guess today's one doesn't really have a topic. I'm struggling a little bit. I'm kind of struggling already. Third episode in, and I'm struggling. I've kind of hit a wall, and I don't know if it's a wall creatively. I don't know if it's a wall structurally. I don't know if it's like some external thing where I'm just kind of having these issues everywhere else, but they're kind of muted because my sole focus at the minute is this. I don't know. But regardless, we're here now, we're doing it, that's the important part. I found myself kind of struggling with the idea of kind of stepping back in front of the camera. And it seems like week after week this is getting somewhat harder when, yes, realistically, it's the third episode, the third kind of week. So I'm not even remotely going to be kind of perfect at this, but my expectations have been kind of a bit higher. I thought I'd be kind of getting better. I thought it would be getting easier week after week, and it's getting tougher. If anything, it's getting kind of harder. The sense of dread I feel about having to kind of stand in front of this camera and just talk to kind of nobody, stare down the black hole that is the camera lens and talk to almost kind of nobody. Obviously I know there is an audience watching, and again, mad appreciative of everyone who kind of tunes in each week, but the idea of kind of coming into my office right now, setting everything up and just kind of talking has been like tough, has been almost kind of draining, and I really can't wrap my head around as to why. Because it's crazy, because I love doing this, I'm having such a good time with it. But there's just something happening that's kind of causing this almost kind of blanket, this blanket to kind of cover over me and almost kind of suffocate me. But then when it's done, I feel fantastic. I feel great because week after week I'm still doing it, and that's the thing I kind of care about most. I thought to myself earlier that this web series, it's a bit of a love letter to myself, essentially. Love letter to myself. That'd actually be a really sick name for another web series at some point. Don't steal. That's my idea. Anyway, but it is a bit like a love letter to myself. You know, I record these for the enjoyment of others, but mainly to kind of express and get a message across to myself on review later on. because I'm hoping in a year's time I'm still doing this. I can look back at these kind of first episodes and think, wow, like I've changed. It isn't going to happen overnight, but the struggle is still there. I don't know why I'm kind of struggling, and I think that's a big reason as to why this video's kind of gone out late, because the first time filming, again, dead in the water, no audio, but I wasn't exactly happy with the content I'd made. I don't know if I'd have been happy kind of fully putting that episode out. And secondly, the second time filming this, again, I thought I'd take advantage and do a quick one about kind of understanding how to tackle these obstacles and almost work around them and adapt and grow. And essentially it's what I've done here right now. But man, is it still tough. Man, is it still a bit of a struggle. Even the little things, like I've got 2 lights either side of me, but man, they just, looking at the viewfinder, because again I'm looking down the viewfinder for some reason, I can just see how the light beams, and I don't necessarily like it. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I don't know if it's my own narcissism, I don't know if it's a little bit of an egomaniac sort of situation, maybe, I don't know. All I know is that I need to be kind of nicer to myself. I need to take that big step back, see the bigger picture, and just understand not to be so hard on myself. But then I also get into the rhythm of, this just sounds like every other episode, so what's the point in doing it? But then I express the point of doing it. The point of doing it is because I want to, because I care about it. So it's always a bit of a catch, you know? I want to keep doing it, but man, like I'm struggling a little bit. But regardless, I'm alright. I'll be okay. I'll continue on as and how I have been, and hopefully I can just continue to kind of see positively, see this kind of nicer avenue for myself, this nicer pathway I want to take. Because man, I've been horrible to myself for such a long time that the idea of now being nice is scarier. Do you know? Right, I think I'll leave it there. Hope everyone's doing okay. A little bit of a side note, as of Thursday of this week, I shall be on holiday. I'm having 2 weeks off at work on holiday, and I am just packing it full of things I care about, things I want to do. On the Friday, I shall be at a venue called Voodoo Daddies in Norwich, filming a little kind of side video series / promotional work for myself called Local Haunts. A little show where I kind of go to these alternative venues, clubs, anywhere with kind of a spooky atmosphere. It can even be like an abandoned area. I've always wanted to do urban exploration, massive love for anything kind of dingy and dilapidated and old, and I just kind of vlog, and it will have a bit more structure than Monday morning, and technically it will be a Monday morning presents Local Haunts, a little bit of a kind of supplementary work to go alongside Monday morning. That's happening this week. Very, very excited. Honestly, can't wait. So if you've got some free time, head down to Voodoo Daddies in Norwich and come say hi. I'm going to leave you with a simple question. What are you mournful for? By that I kind of mean, what is something that you've ached from? What is something that has kind of put you in pain, that you've had the time to kind of grieve over? You've struggled with, but maybe you've now kind of seen the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you've been able to grow from it. Maybe you've been able to tackle it in a different way, because that's how this is for me. Each of these videos is me kind of looking back and reflecting on parts of my life that perhaps I've not been always happy with, but what is something you've kind of learned from it, you know? Hopefully I'll have that kind of question fleshed out a little bit more by next episode, if it takes off this time. But anyway, off I go. Hope you guys are doing alright. Hope you like the massive hat, which I've had a couple weeks now. Kind of never worn as a bit of fear, but yeah, massive hat. See you guys later.